What is up, gentlemen? Good to see y'all, brothers. Man, can't believe we are at the end of Horror Fest for DHS, brother. Dude, it has gone by quick, I tell you, man. As you see, we are here tonight to review Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. And, if you're new here, hit that like, subscribe, hit that sub bell, because we got more stuff coming every Saturday, as always. Horror Fest technically never ends, even though, you know what I mean? We might have an end date because of Halloween, but we'll still keep it going the week after. And we got a good November list going. Got some good shit coming in December. Got Eli Roth's Thanksgiving in November, so it'll be fun, man. But this is one that I've been waiting for a while to review because Halloween 3 finally has been getting the love it deserves. For a while now, maybe the last decade, I'd say it's been getting the proper love. But this was always a film that originally was not well received, directed by the legend Tommy Lee Wallace, who also directed the Tim Curry It back in the day, another one of my favorites. And also, if you didn't know, he is the man who created the Michael Myers mask, technically. John Carpenter, back because they had no money back then, they told Tommy, because they had many jobs on the set. They weren't just doing one thing. And they told Tommy, go out and get some masks, because they had no idea what they were going to do. And he came back and he started ripping off the Cyberds, brought a Shatner mask back and a few others, and painted it white, gave it a little shave here and there. And that's how we got the legendary Michael Myers mask. There's actually a cool video on YouTube with him and Sean Clark, and he kind of goes back and how he did it back then, and recreates a Shatner mask into a Myers mask. But yeah, man, Tommy Lee Wallace, dude, it's a bummer this was his first movie he directed, and I know it broke his heart because he originally was supposed to do Halloween 2, but
Oh, wow.
because Carpenter was so down on doing that sequel, it was supposed to be a one and done, and he didn't want to, but the studio kind of forced him, and he put out a script, and then who is it that directed that? It's on to my who directed Halloween 2, Robbie? Um, he directed
That would have
Resurrection
been
2.
Steven Spielbergo.
Uh,
Steven Spielberg's Spanish cousin.
no, it's freaking
I don't remember who it was. Who was it?
Rick Rosenthal.
Oh,
Rick Rosenthal, and he directed freaking Resurrection. I can't believe he did that, but yeah. So it went to Rosenthal instead, and then since they were able to come back and do the idea that they had originally planned, which was to make a Halloween movie anthology series, kind of similar to what American Horror Story does, but in a movie way, and based. I guess it was gonna be Halloween based every year, but a different story. And after they did the sequel and killed Michael, they did this and did Halloween 3 Season of the Witch with no Michael Myers in it, even though he is in it for a split second on the TV screen. But everybody, if you watch some of the behind the scenes and the making of, they always said they're like, maybe if we'd have just called it Season of the Witch or something else and didn't put Halloween 3 on it, maybe it would have done good. It would have never flopped. But we'll never know. But it did have a huge revival, in the early 2000s. And I remember growing up, this was the one my mom would always say, that doesn't even have Michael in it. You don't want to watch that one. So I remember I kind of stayed away from it for a little bit. And then eventually, I just caught it on TV and I was like, it's weird Michael Myers isn't in this, but it's actually a really good movie. And I just grew to love this movie more and more over the years. I become a huge fan. It's one I think it has another thing like Killer Clowns. It just has awesome like artwork and cool designs, and you could do so much with shirts, hats, merchandising for this. And the masks are just iconic as hell. I got the NECA 3-pack back there. That's just incredible. I know Perry, I think, has the Toonie Terrors one that's really fucking sweet too. It's either Perry has it or I think 3 of you actually have it. I don't have the Toonie Terrors, but I have the regular NECA one.
I even have like the puppets hanging up in the kitchen.
It's really cool. Really?
Yeah. Oh, that's dope. Yeah, our good buddy Sam Fett sent me the Toonie Terrors collection of them. They're awesome.
Yeah, I gotta get those Toonie Terrors. Though I love the design of those, and it was cool to see David Gordon Green.
Was it him or was it you, Perry? Actually, now I think about it, it may have been Perry. Either Perry or Sam Fett gave me.
I thought it was Sam Fett because I think I remember you'd unbox.
Okay, but then somebody sent me the Michael. Perry and Sam have made sure that I have the Halloween 3 and Michael Myers.
Yeah, I did something. I don't remember what it was. It was on your wish list, though.
Me neither, brother.
I think so.
we smoked too much since then. Man.
But yeah, I think Halloween 3, man, is just a great movie, man. And I love that David Gordon Green kind of brought the masks back into his Halloween trilogy as a little Easter egg. Whether
so
you like
cool to see that,
or not, it was still cool as hell to see that. And you see Michael actually holding a bloody one after he kills the one kid in the skeleton mask, or just when he's like displaying the bodies on that little with that little merry-go-round thing.
The carousel or whatever. See, the thing is, that's actually brilliant from David Gordon Green, because he's like, y'all, you all thought Halloween 3 sucked because there was no Michael in it. Just wait until my next one. That's what he was saying. He was forecasting.
If you see his opening to Halloween Ends, it's the exact same font and everything. That blue font is the exact same as Halloween 3. So he kind of sends you that little tease like, yeah, this is going to be just like how people hated Halloween 3 when it first came out, But yeah, I think it's the first time watch for Perry, at least. I'm not sure if Scarp had seen it before. I know Robbie is a fan of this.
Second or third time.
Third time?
Yeah.
Like this year? Or did you see it like
third time? Yeah, when I first started watching the Halloween movies, I got to this one because I was watching them all like in order. So I got the H2O and then I stopped.
It was about a year, maybe 2 years.
Yeah, about a year and a half or so.
Gotcha.
Perry, you're brilliant. You stopped at H2O, the definitive ending of the series.
You really?
No, I came back. I watched the new ones like a couple weeks ago.
I think I even told him, I was like, you could just stop there. You could just stop there.
Because I mean, LL, how can you go wrong?
Yeah, I love me some H2O, man. Which they just did a freaking cool steelbook that you got to pick up for H2O, Perry. I love that steelbook they recently came out with. But yeah,
I want to get a collection, like, because I have the Friday the 13th one, and that's so cool. And I'm like, it'd be even cooler is to have the exact same set, but with Halloween next to it.
Yeah.
And then what would be cooler than that is to have a Nightmare on Elm Street one next to that one.
Oh, just have a whole shelf.
They need to do a good release for Nightmare.
Why do we got a Puppet Master box set, but not a Nightmare on Elm Street one? Come on.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Well, that's
it's like 12 Peppermint.
That's Charlie Band's claim to fame right there. So, but it is crazy.
It's not like there's even a rights issue. Like Nightmare on Elm Street's, all of them are owned by the same company.
To be fair, they give away that Puppet Master one when you just subscribe to.
That's why I got it.
That's why I got it.
So there you go.
Yeah, but I absolutely love this movie series. Tom Atkins, man, fucking classic lady killer. I absolutely love him in this, man. I mean, he's a doctor. He's not a detective, even though he's like playing the same role that he played in Night of the Creeps. I feel like,
the dude only took the fucking ride because he was with a hot girl.
Yeah.
If that girl didn't show up at the hospital, he never went down there. And he called the wife, picked up the 6-pack of beer, and then went right to the hotel. 2 days before he even started investigating.
Yeah.
And I still think the fucking dude is cool, man. Fucking a 6-pack of Miller High Life costs like what today? $5.50. But the dude, I Googled the shit. A fucking 6-pack of Miller High Life in 1981 was fucking $3.62 for under $4, for less than a fucking McDouble and a fucking McNugget. This dude took a fucking hot broad to a hotel and went to a cheap hotel on top of it. So he's my fucking hero in this movie. I love fucking Tom Atkins, man.
Of course.
Even if I didn't like the movie, I love that fucking dude. Just because he did what he did.
He does play the same kind of character, right? Like he's like you said, he's this way in Night of the Creeps, but he's also kind of like this in The Fog a little bit too.
Yeah, he did the same thing with Jamie Lee in The Fog.
He's like, you want to sip a beer? Are you a weird? Yes, I'm weird. Next thing you know, they're in bed together, bro. Tom Atkins has got the scrotum neck or something, man. It's just pheromones coming off of that shit, man.
Literally.
I know, he's it.
I love it too. And he's like, fucking, she's like, where do you want to sleep tonight? He's like, that's a stupid question, Miss Grimbridge or whatever his name.
I can sleep on the floor if you want me to, or my car.
Yeah. No, I'll sleep in the car. It'd be better than the floor,
We've all played that game. Like, I don't want to sleep on the floor, but you're going to have the bed. So,
should I get another room? No, come suck on my titty,
With his real wife in life was right next door. She's the one playing with the fucking.
That was his real wife?
For real?
That was his real wife in life, and
wow. Dude did better in the movies, man. He did better in the movies.
Yeah.
She's like 30 years younger than him. How old are you? Old enough.
Wait,
you might not go to jail.
You just wait until now to ask her that question, bro?
Hey, the dude asked at least. Give him some cred. He did spend the $4 for the beer.
Yeah.
And the hotel.
I love when he comes in and she's like, oh, we could do this. He's like, whoa. He's like, I need a drink. We could take our time.
Priorities, man. Priorities.
He's like, we could take our time, He's like, I think these clothes can hold out another day. He's like, I'm going to throw them off anyways and hop in bed with you. So just let them air dry in the bathroom. They'll be okay.
The only downside of this movie, as I said, once again, Silver Shamrock is a mixed blessing. Because I wanted to throw my TV through the window again. I don't know what's worse, Silver Shamrock in this movie or the fucking song in Willy's Wonderland. That's a close fucking second. But it wears on you after about 10 times. I like it, but it's annoying. Silver Shamrock.
I'm a mixed bag on it. I like it, but it's like that one thing that like gets stuck in your head and you're like, God damn it. but I like it. It's what is it? It's based
I mean,
off,
they want it to be bad. I understand.
It's
that.
London Bridge.
yeah, London
Right.
Bridge.
Which
so-
there's an element to that that's cool because London Bridge is allegedly about like a human sacrifice or something like that, right? So, like if you look into the origins of the song London Bridge, it's kind of about human sacrifice, and that's interesting.
What
And then
Oh,
of course they added in the whole
Yeah.
I love that song. I love that jingle. But every time I watch this movie, it's effective because you're just like Tom Atkins when you go, like, how many damn times are they going to
Yeah.
play that commercial?
Shut that fucking
Right.
Brett Channel off.
Stop
will ya?
it! Stop it! Stop it!
I guess Sammy gave you the Michael Tooney, then Perry gave you the Halloween.
Harry gave me the They're over there. All there they are.
Evie, what up? They they sell them in singles. You could usually get those fairly cheap, Carolina.
Well,
I
we don't
think
want to
you
get the set for Victor Crowley until we get all 6 films.
I
Right.
know, right?
I asked
But no, my
Danielle
boy
about that.
Chris
She
been
says she's just waiting.
rewatching, or not rewatching, but I've turned another person into a Crowleyite.
Nice. I was chatting up Danielle Harris last week, and I asked her about Hatchet 5, and she says she's just waiting, but they do plan on doing it. So
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, that Victor Crowley shit was
I'm
wild.
like,
Victor
I'm just
Crowley was
sad
good.
that you got to ask Danielle Harris and she answered you back. Like, God damn it. I want to speak to her.
hey, you had the
I-
chance, bro. Next
I
year, come
listened to
down.
her. Well, you didn't even go talk to Scout, bro. Whew.
Bro, Scout was $80 to talk to. I only had 80 for Danielle, man. I had to go meet
I
some
get
other
it.
people.
Yeah,
I had to trim it down this year,
Danielle is
man.
a higher priority than Scout, but
Honestly, though, man, I went in there like craving Danielle Harris, and I left fiending for Fiona Dorff, man. I'm not even lying, bro.
Well, you did fiend. I saw those pictures.
I love Fiona. Dude, you gotta watch that Living with Chucky documentary. She just seems like the nicest girl.
She's super adorable, very sweet, very funny. And when she gets tickled and laughs and kind of cackles, it sounds like Chucky. And it's so fucking weird, bro. It's so weird. And she even said, like, one of the most devastating things in my life has been wearing my father's face and filming a sex scene. I was like, yeah, that tracks. That makes sense. That's kind of gotta be kind of messed up.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Fourth one's probably my favorite, Chris. But yeah, so Perry, what did you think of this movie?
Well, initially I didn't like it because I was like doing a binge of Halloween movies and I was just like, what the
Right.
hell am I watching, dude?
Yeah.
When I went to go edit the movie, I sat down and I stopped editing it because I was just rewatching it. And I really liked it actually. I watched it again today with my girlfriend for the first time. Like she'd never seen it before. And she fell asleep on the couch, but admittedly she was tired. But for what she watched of it, she was just like, that was pretty good. Like it was kind of a good movie, you know? And seeing the ending, it kind of felt like the ending of the first Halloween movie where it kind of just ends.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, dude, imagine if they would have kept like that anthology theme going. That would have been so cool. And I'm surprised they haven't done something like that and just call it like October instead of Halloween and just come out with like an anthology.
Or not
series
done
every
like a
year.
Halloween. They could do a Halloween TV show that's an anthology. So easy.
Yeah, but like in a movie, you know, like a big production, you know, I think it would be really cool, you know, because we got like the American Horror Story and that formula definitely works, you know, so why not bring it to the big screen, you know? And who knows, we might get some other cool characters like Michael out of it. But yeah, all in all, I really enjoyed the film. I thought it was really good.
I think there's a lot of creativity that has been lost because this didn't take off and work,
Sure.
right? Because like Tommy Lee Wallace even says in one of the documentaries, like any one of these anthology films could have spun off a franchise.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't mean that there's not another
Right.
Michael Myers movie on the horizon, but like every Halloween, a new director, a new voice gets to tell another story about Halloween. And in our culture, as much as we love Halloween, it's slim pickings about Halloween movies actually about Halloween. You know what I'm saying? And this one, it's got to be Halloween. I mean, unless it's Easter, but Easter Season of the Witch doesn't sound near as cool.
Oh, you know what's really cool about this that you guys probably already know? Because I watched on Amazon, I paused it because I had to go take a piss. And when I paused it, he was on the phone, like trying to get an operator. That's Jamie Lee Curtis as the operator. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, that was so cool, you know? Because it's like, oh, she's not in this movie, but She is,
Oh yeah.
I thought she was dope.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, it definitely, it's that initial hit. Like if you're expecting it to be like Michael Myers Part 3,
Yeah.
But Robbie, man, I know you're a fan of the film, but what do you got to say about the movie and your experience with it?
Well, I'm very much like you. My mom got me into horror movies, right? She was the big fan, and she always told me the same shit that your mom told you. Like Halloween 3 ain't shit, don't worry about it, right? And I
Right.
never watched Halloween 3 growing up. Like I remember watching 2 a lot. I remember watching 4 like a whole lot. It's probably why I have an obsession with Danielle Harris, right? Like Adam Green. But I first watched this movie. I remember it very vividly because we were on a horror binge because the Psycho remake was coming out, the Gus Van Sant one with Vince Vaughn and Anne Hesh, right? And so we went to the video store and we rented that. And then like a week or 2 after that, I was just like going in there, renting all these VHSs, and Halloween 3 was one of them. I was like, let's finally watch it. And we watched it and we all were like, everybody that I watched it with was like, But I watched it and I was like, I knew that this was the one that everybody hated. We're talking about the 90s right now, right? We hadn't had that revitalization of interest. It hadn't really become a cult classic yet, right? And I watch it and I'm like, this movie's pretty good, y'all. And whenever I watch a movie where everybody tells me it sucks, usually I might like it. And if everybody tells me a movie's good and I watch it, usually I might hate it. Maybe it's the rebel inside of me. But I loved Halloween 3. And every time I watch it, I appreciate it even more. I think it takes some balls to go away from a cash cow like Michael Myers and do something different. Now, they thought they were creating a different kind of a beast, a different kind of a cash cow. Didn't turn out that way, but I really like this story. I think it's a little bit ahead of its time, the way it's using like techno magic and techno paganism, kind of fusing the idea of new technology like the computer into like the ancient arcane science of magic. I love that. I love the idea that there's bits of Stonehenge in every single one of these logos. But like, here's what's crazy. This is the only time I've ever noticed this, and it kind of bothered me. When he's doing the villain, when he's doing his big explainy thing at the end, right? He's doing his James Bond villain monologue, right? They're still like chipping away bits of Stonehenge. I'm like, bro, you're a couple of hours away from the big giveaway, dude. Like, what are you doing with those? Like, why are they still working on that? They should be focused on other shit. But I like the idea of taking magic and that kind of like occult arcane science into the computer age, right? And it's dated, but it works. Tom Atkins is amazing. That chick is gorgeous. The whole plot, the masks are, I think, more iconic. They're not more iconic than the Michael Myers mask, but I think that they're better masks. And to me, they're very iconic. I love the 3 looks. In fact, so much so, McDonald's replicated that. If you really think about it, with their Halloween buckets, they had the orange pumpkin and the green witch, and then they didn't do the skulls back then. They just did the skull for the first time. It was orange. Missed opportunity. That should have been white. But it always reminds me of that, and it really does feel like, even more so than Halloween 1 and 2, that in fact, out of the entire franchise, this is the one that's actually about the holiday the most. Right?
Yeah.
So I love the story. I love the direction. Dean Cundey comes back. I love the cinematography in this movie. That scene when you show the trick-or-treaters as the sun's setting and you see their silhouettes as they're walking across. It's gorgeous, man. It's the most Halloween-y feeling Halloween movie, except for the very opening of Halloween 4. I love it. There you go.
Was this amazing cover? Even when people would say the movie sucked, I was like, but the cover looks so cool.
I love it. I know that it's a tough pill to swallow for people back in the day. They wanted more Michael Myers. It was presented that way. It wasn't marketed right. They didn't market it as this is a different thing, a whole new thing. And that's where the problems lie, I think. However, I think this movie's damn perfect. I appreciate the ballsiness of it. I love the story. The main villain, that dude, what's his name? I can't remember his name right now. He's in RoboCop or whatever, right?
Michael Hurley.
Dude, he's fucking awesome. And when he's that last bit, when he's like, "Happy Halloween,"
Yeah.
And then you hear the Halloween music from the first movie. I love that they're playing the first movie.
Yeah.
No,
in
he
this
was
one.
great in
Do that
RoboCop
twice,
too. So
or they show a
Yes, he
commercial of Michael
And
going down
Last
the stairs.
Starfighter. He's in Last
yeah,
Starfighter.
he's the
too.
alien. Yeah.
But I love this
He's
film.
fantastic.
Anybody that tells me that they don't like this film, I cut them out of my fucking life. There you go.
Yeah, I think Cochran is the perfect Irish evil like villain. I think he's just incredible, man. I love him so much in this.
And have you ever been more excited for a fucking kid to die in a movie? You know what I'm saying? That kid that
love
puts
it.
on the mask, you know, the one's like, I want a mask. He's like a kid from fucking
He
Willy
flipped off his
Wonka.
mom,
This
yeah.
is like how Willy Wonka should have been, bruh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the what was it?
I said good day, sir. Your kid's dead. He just his brain turned into a bunch of
Wonder-
crickets and snakes. And the fucking dude to Willy Wonka show, I said good day, sir. Like, I love it. And it's ballsy for that too. It kills kids. And we're talking about an era where we're talking about it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Like, that was going on here. Like, this fear of and like the Halloween trick-or-treating was breaking down at this time. Satanic panic was on the rise. People were talking about, oh, that's where like trunk-or-treating came in and shit like that. So maybe this movie didn't help, but I fucking love it, dude. And they kill kids. They got cool masks, and it's a wild ass story and a fucking dude who's just an everyman, Miller High Life drinking, fucking
Dean
getting
Cundy on the
anything. Dude, it's
cinematography
great.
too, man. You
Yeah, the
can't go wrong with
cinematography's great.
Dean Cundy. Dean Cundy is a fucking one of the best cinematographers in the entire history of the business, man. He's so good.
You know, I find it difficult to believe that this was Two Gun Pedro's first viewing. Man, I'm excited to hear his thoughts tonight.
I think this movie is just so unique, man. There's nothing like it. I think the only thing that's ever come close to trying to celebrate the Halloween season like this is just like all about Halloween is Trick or Treat, because that's all based on like, you know, like they make their own mascot of Trick or Treat of Halloween. I mean, which the rumor is they're finally maybe getting the Trick or Treat too, man. I can't wait, and I just hope it lives up to the hype after. I mean, it's been like over a decade. It's probably been 15 years since the first one came out.
It was like
2005?
2007. Yeah.
First one means so fucking much to me, though, dude. I love that. I was gonna watch that today. I was like, man, that's like my Halloween day movie. You know what I mean? Or like the night of the 30th, like at midnight, I'll throw that on when it's like, oh, this is like the first movie of Halloween I'm about to watch. You gotta watch it. It's such a good fucking movie, man. Such a good
Do you guys watch horror movies and like accidentally fall asleep?
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
Because I watched Friday the 13th Part 4 last night and I fell asleep and I had dreams of murdering my mom. So you know, so like I don't know if that's like normal.
It's normal, brother, man.
Okay,
Like,
I woke up, I was like, dude, I need some holy water, bro.
Sometimes-
dude, last year I fell asleep watching Videodrome, and it fucked me up for a week,
Yeah,
man.
that
I'm
was
not
a
gonna lie.
wild
Man.
movie.
I had some weird ass dreams, man.
Yeah.
I weirdly, man, I feel like I never dream anymore. I used to I just feel like I never dream anymore. But it's funny, my girl, if I put on a scary movie, sometimes she'll wake up and it'll be like, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, and she'll like wake up in a full blown panic attack. She used to wake up like even without the horror movie, she just had terrible, intense dreams of like. She said that it was like almost like she was having horror movie nightmares, where I was like, you tell me like these intense ass dreams. She's like, just telling me about like people like raiding the house and just crazy ass shit. And I'm like, girl, you need to start making some notes and we gonna have a movie script on our hands. Like that's how a lot of like Wes Craven and these guys, they would see like articles in the newspaper and then they would have like these dreams and then they'd start writing scripts, man.
Yeah.
Come up with some crazy ass ideas. But Scarpad, man. Well, what are your initial thoughts on this movie? You've seen this before, I know.
You want to fall asleep and have some sheer terror, fucking put on some little Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs,
it's an
man.
awesome movie.
You will fucking wake up and sweat.
You have it in 4K too. You're a super fan.
He's a savage.
Superman.
You're
Savage,
obsessed
man.
with it.
Hi ho, motherfucker. Let me tell you. No, I always liked this movie. I saw this movie back like when everybody else did, 1982, 83. on HBO because that's where all these movies went after they went to theater. I didn't really see them in the theater. And I was never a big, huge fan of Halloween 2. I like the first half of that movie. Everything in the hospital is great. And after that kind of goes downhill. So when I saw Halloween 3, I was actually glad that Michael Myers wasn't in it. And I love fucking Twilight Zone. And this is a very Twilight Zone story with robots made up to look human, developing this thing that's going to kill something, like in this case, the kids. And I mean, the Dan O'Hurley character, Cochran, he's straight out of a fucking Twilight Zone episode. If you ever go back and watch any of those. So that's why I kind of like this movie, because it was kind of horror sci-fi. And it was different than the second one, which I was disappointed in. So I always loved this movie right from the get-go. I like the
second half of Halloween 2 the best than the first.
Really, I like the first half. Second half,
really,
yeah. But you know, I always thought it was kind of science fiction-y. I love the fact that no, I lost my train of thought. No, I love the movie. I mean, it was good for that era of time. And how many years went between this one and the next one where Michael Myers came back? It was like 3 years. It was a while, wasn't it?
82.
This is 82,
It
83.
was a bit. Maybe 80.
Like 5 or 6 years? 5 or 6 years?
88.
6 years.
82.
Wow, was that long? So 6 years, this movie stunk it for
That's why
6
it was
years.
a return of Michael Myers,
Because-
because he was gone for a while.
Right, they built up his return, right? So, but I always liked it. I thought it was and the music in this movie kind of reminds me. It's very similar to what you hear in his work a year earlier in Escape from New York, which I love the Escape from New York soundtrack. And this one, there's music in here where it almost sounds like it's almost annoying, like a fucking fire alarm going off. It was going like, and it really hurt your ears.
Really kind of get you out of your seat.
But I still loved it. And then they still had the effect, the pouncing scare effect from the Halloween movies, the first two they had here. They used it. So I love the soundtrack. Cinematography is great. I love the opening scene with that guy and going through the junkyard shot. That was great.
Dude, that music during that scene, like it
still in
starts
the
like your
hospital.
fucking blood is pumping.
Oh, I love the cinematography. Like the
The scene in the hospital is really good too.
I love that Tommy Lee Wallace did some great filming in this movie too, especially like with those running scenes and stuff. Just the opening.
And let's not forget too, this movie might have a little bit of a mist syndrome where the ending is kind of a downer. I mean, you're not really sure what happens. I mean, you could have solved it
for you,
right? And
this was his script.
And the people who go to Halloween maybe weren't expecting that type of an ending, because it's like The Thing and stuff like that. It was a whole different beast.
All the kids died, you know.
Yeah, but yeah, I love this movie. I think it's one of the better ones in the series.
I love the kills in this movie too, like the opening with when he just takes his nose and he's just like,
yeah, he just breaks his skull or whatever.
And then
I thought at first he was digging out his eyes, but he wasn't. He was just rooting around to get a grip thing, so he go.
Yeah, just pull that sucker out. I love it. He just goes in the car and then just pours gasoline on himself.
And they did a good job of that, where it almost makes him look like a mannequin, and he's doing that. They did that pretty effectively.
Yeah, like a robot. Just gives you a creepy vibe. Like, what the fuck is going on? Because obviously at that point we don't know that these are robots.
The only thing that strains a little credibility there is when she gets kidnapped, and then less than fucking 10 minutes into the movie, he's already got a whole robot replacing her.
He's quick.
Can you whip him out that fast? I don't know.
He probably was getting it prepared as soon as he saw that she came into town.
Yeah, they knew like that. In the old Star Trek episode, they took a fucking piece of dough, put it on a fucking wheel, spun it around a few times. Captain Kirk came out.
Well,
so
there is a theory. There is a theory that she was a robot the entire time.
I thought of that. But I think my man Tom Atkins, when he was balls deep in it, Bobby would have realized that she was a robot. So
I don't know, man.
I discount that.
I don't know if she got a piece of Stonehenge in her, man. I mean,
I still think you go Willie Tingle, and I don't know.
She might be as close to the real thing as it gets.
Yeah, she could automatically warm up the box to like the perfect.
That's true.
That was the
my fucking car seats do the same thing, man. Except from underneath, I got those car seats. I do it. Primo. But yeah, she could have been a robot all the time. There's possibility, but I don't think she was.
There's another fan theory that because they're in the very first Silver Shamrock commercial you see, they're showing the masks, and very quickly you see the Michael Myers mask. And so there's this idea that the Michael Myers mask is a Silver Shamrock mask, and that he's connected to that through the Cult of Thorn, and it's a mask that gives them indestructible powers and all this kind of shit.
Those guys
people that have way more time than us.
Smokes more weed.
I've heard that one. But there's some great kills in this too. Like I mentioned earlier, the salesman that's picking at the little the little thing, and her she's oh, it was just a malfunction. Everything's okay. I love too the homeless guy. He's like,
oh, dude, I thought he was gonna like whip his dick out or something. That was such a weird scene. The way they killed him.
Just go back.
He's like, get on your knees, bro.
just going back to Tom Atkins and the whole thing with him. He's not work friendly too, man. You see, in the beginning, he had his hand on everybody's ass in the hospital in every scene, patting butts, grabbing arms. The man's handsy.
What I love about it is not a movie that treats you like an idiot, right? So like you can easily piece together why Tom Atkins is no longer with his wife. Do you know what I'm saying?
I thought it was his dedication as a doctor being pulled away constantly.
No, because he's not dedicated to being a doctor, really.
After every shift, he's going to the bar. I mean, how the girl finds him is she's like, the nurses told me that you would be here. Like they know where he goes.
He leaves the hospital to go do this shit.
And he came back to work. What more do you want from the man? It's hard waiting between
he's
shags.
a full-blown alcoholic, dude. He had the six-pack on the ride there, and as soon as he gets there, he's like, I gotta go to the bar.
After we've driven 4 hours, I need a drink. You know what I mean?
I need a beer.
What?
We could take our time.
Being a doctor's hard work, man.
I guess.
Especially being a doctor of love.
A doctor of love, that's right.
To a robot.
Yeah.
How old are you? What was the other?
She's like 3 days, motherfucker. I'm a robot.
Can I take my tape down my tape?
Can't you tell how tight I am?
Jesus Christ. Perfect temperature, perfect tightness.
They could have had the whole killer condom type thing.
Gotta convince them,
Yeah. I love the whole set though when they pull up in the town too. When they got cameras,
everybody's looking at them.
Like, it's a small town. They get the curfew at like 6 o'clock.
And you make it a vibe too that maybe the whole town are robots, because the way they look at them and the way they look at the town, maybe they're not real either.
Like, it gave me some Dr. Doom like Viria vibes, right? It feels
shitless.
Yeah, it feels like we have to be happy, right? We love this guy. He's great.
Yeah.
Because they're scared, and then you see what happens to the one guy who, asked for a smoke and then asked for $1 off Tom Atkins, and he's like, yeah, and he's like, here, he's trying to like kind of feel him out.
The only thing I might dock this movie for though is there's really, you can figure it out yourself a little bit, but there's no really you don't know why he's doing what he's going to do. Now, obviously, those kids are all going to get killed, but what's the end game here? Just to kill kids, or do they have some kind of agenda?
The biggest trick
and
of
we don't
them
know.
all.
It's the planets. It's the universe.
He's pulling the biggest trick on the kids, man.
I guess.
What happens after?
It's about the over commercialization of Halloween, is what it is, right?
Like, what happens after the kids die?
Well,
they're gonna go right to the manufacturer.
It's a sacrifice. That's the idea. Is it's like a Wicker Man type situation. It's a sacrifice.
Yeah, I mean, the only ones going to die are the ones wearing those masks. So there's can't be that many of them. So.
And then they're going to come to the Shamrock manufacturer like, hey, you just killed a bunch of kids.
Yeah, let's sue your ass. Today, they never last in court.
He'll probably be gone as soon as he stands in front of the rock, and then he's gone. He energizes, like, you know what I mean? He like disappears into the rock, like motherfucker was a witch.
I didn't see him disappear in the rock. Did he do that in the movie?
He disappears, but I think he dies at that part.
I think so. Yeah, I thought he died too, but that might have been a part of the sacrifice.
He may be trying to ascend to another planet, man. He's waiting on the Hellbob comic. You know what I'm saying? He's like drinking the juice. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
No, I think the idea is it's like a sacrifice. It's like a human sacrifice that he's doing to his pagan god, And he's really pissed off that Halloween is no longer what it actually
Right.
was in his
You
original.
think it's about you greedy little fucking kids.
That's
trying
true.
to
I
get
guess
free
that can
candy,
really be his
making
look at my face.
candy,
Yeah, okay.
putting on your masks and begging for candy. You think that's what it's about?
He's doing it for power because that's the idea, right? You trade sacrifice. There's sacrifice gives you something in return, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah. But
no,
it's really just because he doesn't like kids. I mean, that's the real reason. He ain't trying to like own the world or take over or nothing. He's just like, I fucking hate these kids.
There's no robot kids.
You know,
You would think there would be like little robot kids around the town.
He likes a specific type of like square ass straight white dude is what he
Well,
likes.
see, we've
man.
been watching too many Bond movies now where there always has to be like a villain with like motivations to destroy everything. This guy just want to get revenge for this
Some
one
people
thing.
just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think everyone in this though, all the the entire cast is great, and the guy that rips the homeless guy's head off, and he's like, "Fuck you, Cochran." He's like, you know, he's like, "Nah, it's cool, it's cool. I'm gonna get me a little case of Mott Love cocktails and burn that place to the ground." Last Halloween for them. I thought everybody did a damn good job in this film,
And then they pulled up on him. Then they pulled up on him. He switched up real quick.
Ripped his head off. That's the guy who plays Michael Myers in Halloween 2, Dick Warlock.
Yeah, it's Dick Warlock. Yeah.
That's cool. What's his
I
name?
wonder if the
his name is Dick Warlock, bro. I'm serious as shit.
The guy who Tom Atkins like punches in the gut.
yeah, Dick Warlock is in a lot of those movies. Yeah.
He's the Dick Warlock.
He's the dick.
That's a movie right there, dude.
He was a Swamp Thing, was he? Dick Warlock was he Swamp Thing?
Was he?
I thought that was Ray Wise.
He was Michael Myers. I know that.
No, he was a pre-Swamp Thing, not the actual thing.
He's Tom Holland. He wasn't actually wearing the shit. Is that what's going on? Todd Holland, whatever the fuck his name.
What would be your guys' favorite kill then?
The kid.
The
kid that gets his brain fucking melted by the mask and crickets come out and his parents just freak the fuck out,
crickets,
dude. Like,
man, motherfucking crickets.
Hey, he did play. Dick Warlock was a stunt coordinator and did stunts on Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. He might have wore the spider suit for a stunt.
He probably wore the Green Goblin suit more than likely because he was like would have been like 60 years old, probably 50 or 60, right?
Probably like 50 at least.
I don't know. Willem Dafoe's like, get out of here, you Dick Warlock. I'm going to fucking. My name is Dafoe.
Stop stealing my show. Stop stealing my fucking thunder, Dick. What's yours, Perry?
It's hard to pick one because the pumpkin one's cool.
I
the
think
first one with the skull. Yeah, they're all like very unique kills. You know, like like the guy with the gasoline. I thought that shit was crazy. I think the one that stood out the most was probably the girl next door in the hotel room. Because she had her whole face blown back and her teeth were like missing at the top. Like you can see like the little details. The lip was
like it's split and it's like all the way
and the
up
camera
there.
just stood there for a good minute. It's like, yo, look at this crazy shit.
It's probably the best.
Are you looking? Are you looking? Grasshoppers. You know, like holy shit.
That's my favorite one too. I love that. And like you said, it's just like it just sits there for
it just sits there for a minute and you're like, holy shit.
Like shaking and shit. Like oh my god, bro.
And next door, he's getting it in, and he's just, what's that noise? Don't worry about it, baby.
Getting in with my side.
No shit. It's just my wife dying.
So yours was the pumpkin, Robbie. What, the kid in the pumpkin mask. What's yours, Scarphead?
I'm gonna say it's the one in the hospital, the bone crushing where he reaches and pulls the skull out.
Yeah. I think they're all so damn good.
Oh, the robot in the beginning too. That was hilarious. How like the car's just coming towards him, and he's just like,
he just goes, oh. That guy was smart too, man. The guy that was the I guess what's her name's dad or whatever. Yeah.
And the guy who was the mechanic that brought the guy in the hospital in the movie, he was actually watching a show about Stonehenge in the thing before the guy came there.
It came full circle. They planted the seed.
They planted that seed.
A movie that doesn't have to do too much over exposition, right? Like it it's all just laid there for you to piece together. And I think a lot of people were like,
They don't spoon feed you.
they don't spoon feed you, and there's no Michael Myers, and it makes
Yeah.
sense why people didn't like this movie, because I think it's rather brilliant because of those things, right? I love a movie that doesn't over-explain.
Yeah, if they had come out in the trailer and said, "From the mind of Halloween, a new anthology movie," done, it would have been a hit. All they had to do was put those 3 words in, but they didn't trust the audience, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Robbie, what do you think this movie's trying to say?
Kill all the kids. No, this movie is... So there's a few things that were happening while this movie was made. One of them was the idea of kids are no longer safe, right? It was like, when I was growing up in the 80s, we were given free reign for the most part, but I do very much remember that shit where it's like, yo, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your kids are? Hearing about John Walsh's kid, America's Most Wanted, like this kind of shit all the time about kids being abducted, satanic cults, all this kind of shit, right? Also the dangers of Halloween and shit like that, right? So it's kind of, I don't think that's intentional. I think what's intentional is this. I think this is a story about, we got to think about this, synthesization and shit like that, right? Started in like the 50s, mass production of product, right? The company line and like making toys and making all this shit, right? Well, 30 years removed from that, 20, 30 years, you realize that a lot of these synthetic substances that we're creating are actually killing us, right? Like some of the food that we were eating that was very convenient to eat through the 50s and the 60s wound up killing you. You know, like we didn't even know sugar was bad or made you fat until like 10 years ago, it feels like. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a story about, I think, the dangers of manufactured products. That sounds so fucking stupid. But basically, it's like, to me, it's like a response on that. Like, just because we're sold something with a nice, like, cartoon jingle and there's commercials and there's marketing and it's nice and it's all targeted towards kids. I mean, think about cereal, right? We have a epidemic of obesity. We have people teeth falling out of their mouths. They were raised on sugary cereals. Now, I love it too, but I think that's part of it. It's a response to that. Sometimes the things that seem very innocent are the things that cause us the most harm. And the thing about those is that, especially when it involves our children, we think it's an innocent thing. Oh, Halloween, a Halloween mask. Oh, this cereal. Oh, this kind of product or whatever. But we were hitting an age where life started seeming more dangerous, not just from external forces like I don't know, like kidnappers or, you know, perverts or molesters that are like kidnapping kids and all this shit that was fed to the public, or Satanists and cultists and shit like that. But also the idea that even the products that we consume were actually not quite what we were told they were. So to me, this movie is about unmasking the lie of consumer culture, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, so getting fed something you weren't expecting. Kind of like this movie when they went to the theaters to watch it.
Yes, exactly.
They got fed a Halloween movie thinking they were getting Michael, and they didn't get it.
They got you, motherfucker. They got you. The trick is on you.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Fucking classic movie. I absolutely love this movie, man. And I think over the years, man, Tommy Lee Wallace has just knocked this one out the park. It's got a great making of the film, making of Halloween, Season of the Witch, standalone, they call it, the making of Halloween 3, featuring Tommy Lee and all these other guys. Dean Cundy's in it, Dick Warlock. Highly recommend.
The other thing, like Scarpad was alluding to, the music.
Yeah.
This is probably, honestly, it's between this and Halloween Kills for my favorite music in the entire franchise. Like, the music in this one works so well. It's got that synthetic, artificial, technological kind of vibe to it, right? But it also, like, still is playing with some of those same themes from the Halloween score. Like you hear it in the dun, 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 dun. Like it's the same notes, but it's played in a different way because of the use of technology. And that's another thing about the film is the dangers. Like technology seems new and fresh, but it can also have these like I don't know, these like more like infernal, arcane kind of consequences.
Yeah, it seemed like the beginning of technology in that movie, kind of hitting about TVs and all the electronics.
Yeah.
Barry, what were you about to say?
Oh, I was gonna say shout out to the chick that worked in the hospital with the microscope. Like it clicked at the end of the movie because she's like, I keep looking through all these things and all I see are like little gadgets and parts. Because it was a robot. It wasn't an actual person. Like, bro, so fucking
And
cool.
she had to die for that now.
Yeah, she did.
Tom Atkins, man.
While her man was getting busy with some little hussy.
Yeah.
He didn't even give it to her one more time, man. You know, she was wanted too. She's like, "What you doing tonight, baby?"
Oh, so Tom Atkins was banging that too. I didn't get that.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He was probably blaming the other nurse too in the beginning. That he was all like, "Yeah." She's like, "I play for keeps." He's like, "Yeah, baby." I don't.
Even the older one, he wanted to
Do
go
us a
home
little
with.
favor for me, and when I get back, I'm gonna give you a little something,
He was
something.
patting all the asses in that hospital. You know that?
Well, when you're always 6 cans of Miller High Life in, that's just the way life is. Trust me.
And he had
I
a
know.
really big head. So you know what that means. You know, just like when he's at the bar and you see the side by side with him and the girl, she has a very small head and his head looks massive, dude.
He looks like the goddamn Frankenstein monster next to her, man.
Yeah.
She's like so sweet and doe-eyed and shit like that.
He's
So
got
young.
he's got like a square head, very
It's just
square.
huge.
I wonder if there's a movie of a serial killer going around and only murdering child molesters.
Yeah, it's called Dexter.
Yeah, Dexter. Yeah.
Dexter does
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That's a
Right?
show though, not a movie.
Yeah,
but highly
true.
recommend Dexter.
Dexter's fire. Oh, I was gonna
What's
say,
the first
out
season?
of the 3 masks, which one's your favorite?
The
The
pumpkin.
pumpkin.
Yeah,
The pumpkin?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Skull
I'm
would
gonna
be
go with
my
the skull.
second.
Yeah, the skull's probably my
That would
favorite.
be my second.
When that kid's wearing the skull doing his little dance, I'm like, that's fucking
Fun-
scary to
fun
me for some
fact.
reason.
Fun fact: the skull and the witch were actually masks before the movie. I think
Oh.
Don Post made these masks for the movie, but the pumpkin was the only original idea. Like the skull and the witch, they weren't exactly like this, but I think they took like a similar mold and then kind of like adjusted it and made it their own. But the pumpkin was like their own original idea. They talk about that in the making of.
Oh,
Yeah, but I love all 3 honestly. But it would go pumpkin, skeleton, and the witch. But they're all 3 are so cool. I'd love to get like the real masks from
Right.
Trick or Treat Studios one day to have.
I love too, man. If you notice, like when they're at Halloween night, right? And all these kids are running around, they all have these masks on, but some of them are dressed like ninjas, some are dressed like pirates, but they're all wearing these fucking same 3 masks. I love that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be a
those-
pumpkin pirate.
Them suckers were making some money, man.
Hell yeah,
Mhm.
they were.
So in the chat-
Also, here's a place where the movie falls apart for me. I'm sorry to interrupt, but
oh, you're good, bro.
you tell me this big corporation that's selling millions of masks, right? Like they messed up your order. You're gonna drive to this random ass fucking town to place your order in person the day before Halloween? That makes no fucking sense, man.
Right.
Like I'm sorry, like
They
some
won't
of the
even take more
timelines
orders
off,
till
man, like-
next year.
yeah, exactly.
Wonder what's
Yeah,
going on.
and it's just I don't know. It's just
You about
that's a
to
weird
die.
fucking bit. I just wish they would have led the kid and the family through a Willy Wonka fucking tunnel or a Halloween themed fucking land and shit with like candy apple fucking a river of candy apples and trees and growing fucking Reese cups
Yeah,
or some shit. Like, I don't know.
there is like a Willy Wonka vibe, just with a toy mask warehouse instead of a candy warehouse.
Yeah, this is ripe for a remake. Let's get Johnny Depp playing the fucking guy now. Let's do it. Let's Willy Wonka the fuck out of this one.
Oh man, I wonder that'd be crazy to see a remake on this. Wonder if I don't know if it could be done, maybe with the right director.
Well, who would play Tom Atkins' character now?
He's still alive. I'd bring him back to play Tom
Yeah,
Atkins.
just bring him back. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Easily just bring him back. Nobody
Banging a
can do it like-
20-year-old.
It would be just as believable as this one, wouldn't it? Now.
How
So
old
what the
are you?
hell?
And you know what? Miller High Life is almost the same price today.
Almost
so
$3
there you go.
more. $2 more.
Almost. It's just bottled now. You
No,
know?
you can cans. You can cans.
Oh,
The
okay.
champagne of beers.
Yeah.
Fact.
That's right.
So, what would everyone give this out of 5 stars? And in the chat, if you guys want to throw your rating down below, if you're able to check this out, and just give your final thoughts on the movie if you'd like. This is a 5 all day for me, man. Standalone movie, iconic. I could watch this anytime. I could literally throw this on as soon as we're done with this stream, and I just have a blast with it. It's so fun, man. And this is one of the most rewatchable movies for me in the entire Halloween franchise, honestly, because it's just so much fun. I love the entire Halloween franchise. I respect each one for what it is. Maybe, I know some are dumb as hell, like Resurrection and shit, but
And Revenge. Let's be honest about that one, okay?
Those middle ones I can't tell.
I like some things about it. I used to hate Revenge, and I find some loveness in it here and there. I've kind of just accepted the mask over the years, and I like that he uses the farm tools, like what is that? The big like
The scythe or whatever,
yeah,
right?
scythe. I love that, man. There's some cool they put an element of farm tools in that, and the mask is actually casted off of Greg Nicotero's face, which is so weird. But
I'll tell you this though, man. How can there be a franchise that's so iconic that can never get the mask right
so
after the
crazy.
first 2 movies?
But
Like
at
it
least
blows my fucking
that's
mind
the
apart.
one thing. David Gordon Green, they at least got the masks right, and Rob Zombie did a good job with his mask too. But I think David Gordon Green's is a lot better. It was like Rob Zombie's was a step in the right direction. At least.
Yeah, because Halloween 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, those masks
fucked up,
suck,
man.
bro.
It's like they never could get it right. It's so crazy. Chris Nelson is a legend for getting the fucking getting his masks perfect. And they recaptured when they did the flashback in Kills. Like they did and Chris Nelson did an amazing job with the Michael Myers mask in that trilogy. You cannot deny that.
I just feel like in every one of these movies, they went to someone, they're like, fuck, dude, we need the Michael Myers mask tomorrow. And they're like, it's some kid fresh out of film school. He's an intern. Like, what the fuck?
Seriously though, they didn't have the white off paint. They only had bright white. I don't know what to do, man.
And then
Just
H2O,
fucking
there's like
paint it, man.
3 different
We'll figure it
masks,
out.
and it's CG'd in some parts. Like it's
They
so
should have.
weird.
They should have given the dude
H2O,
a fucking
man.
beard and mustache.
It gets rough in H2O.
I love H2O. That's
I
a
love
terrible
H2O.
mask though. Oh my god.
Dude, I didn't notice the mask until I saw like I think it was like the H2O documentary. It was the Halloween 20 years later documentary that they did, and they are pointing shit out about it, and I'm like, and then I went and watched it after, and I'm like, y'all just fucked that whole movie.
You can't unsee it now.
I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
I still love the movie, but I'm like, I don't think I like never. There's like the whole CGI version of the mask.
Yeah, like when he's on the fucking tables and shit, right? And it goes CGI, but I know a lot of people give it shit because you can see his eyes in a lot of it.
Yeah.
But that makes the end of that work for me. When she looks him in the eyes and then cuts his fucking head off, dude.
Or like when there's that.
Well, you can kind of
there's
see
that
his
little
eyes in other
circle
movies.
glass, and they're like looking each other face.
Oh,
to
dude, that's
face,
such a
like
great
that.
shot.
Yeah.
There's some good stuff in that. And Steve Miner did that. I love H2O. We just at that point we were numb to the Halloween Myers mask looking terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're right about Steve Miner, dude. He directed my favorite Friday the 13th movie. We just covered that 2 weeks ago.
I did House, man. I love House.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic director. But yeah, this is a 5 all day for me. Practical effects are fucking great. The masks are iconic. Tom Atkins is a fucking lady killer in this, man.
He's a player.
He's robot smasher. I love him in this, and Cochran is fantastic as the villain in this, and just a great Halloween movie, man, through and through. I love this movie. This and the OG Halloween are just I put those 2 and 2, honestly, man. I love it. I love both of those movies, man.
Cochran, the Dick Warlock.
Yeah. If you just put like Halloween, if Halloween never got a sequel and it was just that and then this, you know what I mean? If we never got Halloween 2 and this would have been the sequel, I'd have been like, holy shit, back to back, just 2 incredible Halloween-based horror movies. Incredible. I love this movie, man. At 5 all day. Perry, what are you gonna give it?
I think I'm gonna give it a solid 4 out of 5. That's what I gave it on Letterboxd. So I think it's good. There are some, I feel like, pacing issues for me. I guess that's with like the time jumping around, which I could see how like some people wouldn't enjoy that. Yeah, the practical effects I thought were fantastic. A lot of scenes that were just like, what the fuck? It opens up with incredible music that just like literally elevates your heart rate. With that guy running through the junkyard, so fucking cool. One scene that I just want to point out real quick: when homegirl gets out the shower in the hotel room, she grabs a towel and then grabs like the blanket that she's gonna sleep with and dries herself with that. Like, what are you gonna sleep with?
I guess
now?
she is a robot, man. She was
Yeah.
just so her, like as soon as she got out the shower, like how we get a little cold as you get out the shower.
She couldn't take it.
Her fucking robot metal arms just went like ice cold, and she's like,
Yeah, and then she
Almost
pulled out some
malfunction.
lingerie. Like,
Yeah.
was this planned?
I
You
was
know,
like, who does
Cochrane
that?
set it up from the beginning. You know, because
She
he's
dropped
like
out the
light
towel to get in
packaging,
the
you know,
blanket.
small
I know.
little suitcase.
You got to figure that I think a robot would be dolphin smooth, and this wasn't the case here. So,
She was dolphin smooth.
well, go back and look.
We needed more TNA.
Well, I think it was the 4K.
Yeah,
Well-
the 4K, she looked dolphin smooth.
Yeah, so solid 4 for me. Great film. Definitely rewatch. I hope the 4K looks a lot better than the freaking Amazon Prime that I got. 'Cause it's
Yeah,
like,
it
it
does.
seems so fuzzy when I was watching. I was like, what
It's
the hell?
way better. Way better. Yeah,
Mhm.
because I was watching the Amazon Prime one earlier this week, and I was like, "There's no way I can watch that having the 4K in my room."
Well, all I've been doing is watching Blu-rays now. So like now that I go to stream something, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
You
no,
know?
there's a difference. There's
Yeah.
a difference. Most people don't think it, but if you're a collector like we are, there's definitely a difference, and that's why I love when like the Wi-Fi goes out or something because of a storm. I'm like, well, I got me a collection that I can pull out. I can
Yeah.
pull out a couple Blu-rays. Robbie, so what's your rating on it, brother?
Well, Perry is probably very on the nose with what this movie deserves for what it's trying to do. However, it is Horror Fest. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm going to give Halloween Season of the Witch 5 slips, 5 you digs, 5 stars. I love this movie. It is setting out to do and accomplish something. Did it accomplish it? Obviously not financially. However, it has garnered a cult following.
Yeah.
And these are the movies that we still talk about. I don't give a shit. Some of the highest grossing films of the 80s, and I don't mean the highest grossing, but some really successful movies from the 80s, we don't talk about anymore. But we still talk about Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. This movie was trying to do something different. It was trying to, for the first time, do like techno-paganism, techno-magic, like this blend of sci-fi, technology and horror and like Celtic kind of occultish vibes and all this kind of stuff. And I love it. Tom Atkins is amazing. All the performances are great. The main villain is chilling to the bone. The masks look great. The music is great. And it gives you something even to think about today. This movie is bold. This movie is daring. This movie's like a Doritos chip in 1993. Sold by Jay Leno. So I'm going to give it 5 silver shamrocks out of 5 possible silver shamrocks. And remember, y'all, we got 3 more days till Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. 3 more days till Halloween Horror Fest.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell
5. I love this movie.
Fuck yeah, bro. Fuck yeah. What about you, Scarpad? What's your rating, brother?
It's a 5 all day long.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And it looks like Sammy gave it a 5 for me. It's my favorite besides the original Halloween. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
3 is one of the best Halloween films. Fuck yeah.
I would agree. 1 and 3 for me too.
It was meant to take the franchise down a different route and do a different story every year. I know. I wish we could have got it, man. Wish we could have saw that vision. I think it would have been something very special and unique. Honestly, I think that's where like American Horror Story comes from. They're like, they didn't get to do that. Well, we're gonna do that, but a TV show. Two Gun gives it a 4.5 slips. Hell yeah. Carolina Chris gives it a 4.5 stars. Hell yeah, fire. Evan gives it a 5 slips. I fucking love it.
Look at all this Halloween 3 love out there, y'all. I love it. I love it. Y'all are fucking. My heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Hell yeah. I love this shirt too, man.
That's a cool shirt.
I
like
got
that the
a
pumpkin in the
Halloween
middle
3.
is melting.
I got a Halloween 3 hoodie that I wore last night at the haunted house we went to. Yeah, I love my Halloween. I love Halloween 3 so goddamn much.
There was a Halloween 3 hoodie I saw, and it kept selling out, and I never got a chance to get it. It was like a pullover hoodie, man. It was so fucking sweet. It was like orange, and it had like every mask. It had like the each mask like on the front, and then on the back it just had like some awesome new designed artwork, and it also had like the pumpkin and like melting and shit, and like snakes coming through, and Tom Atkins on it. It was sweet as hell.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
And then stop.
Man. My girl was like, "But you don't get what that." I was like, "That's fucking John Carpenter."
That's
dude.
the point. You don't know.
No, I think I'll tell you. Okay, here's what I think happened. They took down 2 of the channels, not the third one. A third of the children in the U.S. fucking died.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Children just switched over.
I think they switched the channel because that's what I would have done.
And they're all.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. They got a lot more, didn't they?
They only had 3 channels back then, so.
Okay, Perry, me and you, we got to get together. We're all 4 of us. We'll get together. We'll work on a pitch, right? And we'll come up with the world 20 years later. It'll be Halloween 3, 20 years later. Halloween 3, H2O. H320. That's what we're going to do. What happens in the year 2002 in the world of Season of the Witch?
Hell yeah. And Warren Smith gives it a 5 all the way.
Can we just give a 5, you digs, real quick to the fucking chat? Because y'all are awesome. Like, y'all love Halloween 3 as much as us and more than Perry. So hell yeah.
Yeah, right.
Perry's like, I'm on Letterboxd. I'm a critic. I give it a 4.
Dude, that website's addicting. I've vlogged 600 movies so far.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, I've been binging movies.
I can't watch movies because I'm logging movies all the time.
Well, now I work at home, right? So I just got a movie playing as I'm fucking working. So.
Hell yeah, that's the wave. That's the wave.
Right? It's the way. Every night we have to watch.
That's the way.
So, 14 movies a week.
This is the way. Happy Halloween, Chris.
You guys changed me.
Happy Halloween, everyone. Have a happy Halloween. Or no, he just says Happy Halloween and gets that first shot right at the skeleton on it.
Mm-hmm.
But damn, man. So 5 from me, Scarpad, and Robbie, and a 4 from Perry. And with everyone else's 5, I'd say that's a 4.69.
Yeah.
Great way to
deservedly so.
Horror Fest on DHS. No better way than to end it with the fucking classic Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Thank you, Two Gun. Great Horror Fest.
Think about this, Dylan. We promised everybody, me and you, we promised everybody the best horror fest yet. We've delivered, brother.
That's for sure.
We've delivered, and it ain't even fucking over yet, man.
That's for sure. Got Dracula tomorrow on Robbie's show. Can't wait. Me and Scarpel will be joining you for that one.
Children of the Night.
Can't wait, man. I've been watching some Universal Monster movies. I know Scarpad's been binging all the Universal Monster movies, so he's been getting ready. But I've been waiting, so I'll be watching Dracula. I might throw it on tonight. A little spooky.
Even the ones without monsters. I watched The Black Cat the other morning with Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi. That was such a good movie.
My favorite Universal horror film, bruh, is The Black Cat.
They got away with so much shit in that movie, like
pre-code, buddy.
Oh my god,
yeah.
Like this dude has got the guy's daughter right now. Yeah, it's great.
It's Saw before Saw, bruh. I'm telling you,
it is. Gotta see it. Gotta see it.
Evan said, "Hell yeah, happy Halloween! Thank you, all you awesome guys on this panel for a great horror fest on DHS. Well, thank you as always, my brother, for tuning in every fucking week, brother. Best anthology horror.
Trick or Treat.
Treat.
Trick or Treat, easily. Trick or Treat and
Pussy
Creep
Never
Show.
Ends on DHS, which I love. You know it never ends, man. We got a great fucking list for November and December. November's already set, and I just sent the December list to Robbie because we got Holiday Horror Fest, baby.
Holiday Horror Fest, y'all. It's not over, man. Don't worry. Holiday Horror Fest kicks off on Thanksgiving week, man. Y'all just wait and see.
It's gonna be it. Yeah, we got some good shit coming, that's for sure. Robbie's got some great picks for December. Yeah, so tomorrow, what time is that? 8 or 9?
It's 8
Eastern?
Central, 9 Eastern. Dracula tomorrow, 1931 Universal Horror Classic.
It's been a little bit since I've seen Dracula because I'm a Wolfman guy, so I always go back to that one. But it's been a while since I got to binge all the.
I've already watched it, but I will watch it again. And maybe I'll watch the Spanish one too.
It's only an hour. Yeah, I want to watch
because there's going to be some fucker somewhere, either on the panel or in the chat. It's going to be like, that technically the Spanish Dracula is superior, technically. And I'm going to be like, technically, you're a douchebag. Bela Lugosi rocks. Anyway,
yeah. That's for damn sure.
Nothing against the Spanish version. I do like the Spanish version.
Yeah, the Spanish version's great.
It's all right.
There's something about that Todd Browning
version without the fucking Bela Lugosi version. I mean, come on.
Yeah, there's something about the Todd Browning Bela.
And I love that guy that plays Renfield in
Dwight Fry.
Movie.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that guy's great in the whole film.
Spoilers
and shit.
You better think of another character aside from him to talk about because I'm stealing it, man. He's my favorite. And anybody who didn't watch or read the Universal Monsters Dracula book by James Tynion and Martin Simmons that came out this week.
Oh yeah.
That shit is so good, y'all. It tells the scenes in between the scenes of this movie. And I love it. I love it so much. And then Saturday or Friday or Monday night, the big finale at PCP for Horror Fest, all 10 Saw films reviewed.
Hell yeah, I forgot you're doing the Saw movies.
That's been a journey. And then Berno is ending it with Rob Zombie's Halloween on Halloween. And I won't be there because that movie blows.
I need to see Saw. See Saw like the playground.
I tell you what, man.
I
tell you what, y'all will be surprised. When we first started this, everybody was like, "Oh, y'all are doing the Saw franchise. Y'all are gonna hate that." Y'all just wait, because we have all enjoyed revisiting these Saw films. Saw is a way better franchise than people give it credit.
Way better, dude. I've always been a major Saw fan. And
I did have to watch 10 recap videos though to distinguish 4 and 5 as individual movies in my head because they just kept merging together. But dude, it's been a great rewatch, man. I'm really excited to talk about Saw.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a great series, man. Let me see. I was trying to see, but Holiday Horror Fest. Technically, I'd say we got one because Mike didn't put that on the first movie that we have next week for November to kick off November. So we'll probably give the list we'll probably give the list next week since this one movie is fantastic.
I don't think that next week's counts for Holiday Horror.
Yeah, no. Yeah. No,
but the thumbnail is dope as shit. Are you about to show it?
I was trying to get it put on here, but I don't. It's not popping up on my thing. Do you have it?
I can get it real quick.
That's what for some reason I was having trouble because my Mac doesn't have Dropbox, so I gotta airdrop it, and it was giving me trouble.
Give me a second.
But next week is gonna be a great one, that's for sure.
What's next one?
That my little brother Evan was wanting me to review.
Hold on, I'm working on it. Here we go. Here, hold on. This is a great. Anybody who follows this channel and knows what the work that Mike does on these fucking thumbnails.
His November thumbnails are fantastic.
This is one of my favorites.
I can't wait to see the December ones. I already saw one, and that one's incredible. And I saw the one you did.
Dan, that looks great.
Oh shit!
That's a masterpiece of work. Man.
Hold on, I don't want to spoil it yet. Here we go.
Burn.
Looks like an Igmar, but oh, fucking Lighthouse.
The
Mhm.
Lighthouse, man.
Fucking Batman. Let's
That-
go.
It's
that-
We
one
got
that
Batman and
Evan's
Green
been-
Goblin,
Evan's
baby.
The worst
been-
fucking
Evan's been
Batman
begging
ever.
me to do this one, so
The thumbnails in black and white, y'all. Look at that. Like
The whole
Mike,
movie.
Mike
Yeah, I
is
love
so
that he
on the
did.
fucking point,
I
dude.
love that he did the cigarette burns in black and white
There's-
and just like leave them the regular purple and
There's
black.
emo Batman.
It's been a while since I watched that too, so
You
that's
liked
just
me,
cool.
Lobster, didn't you? You liked me, Lobster.
He was good in that movie.
No, he's fantastic.
Horrible Bruce Wayne, but
Is that a horror movie?
Probably could have got Mike on it too. He loves.
I would
sort
call it a
of,
horror
kind
movie.
of, yes.
Yeah,
About madness.
it's like
It
a
would
horror
definitely would have fit
thriller.
for March Madness for sure.
It's like a monster movie too. At some
It
point.
is.
Yeah.
It's about Lovecraftian
Yeah.
horror a little bit, man.
Yeah.
It's a dope movie, man.
Yeah. So we'll be kicking November off with the Lighthouse, and then I'll get the rest of the November lineup ready for you. So you'll see
Twilight,
what- 'cause that
Twilight.
takes-
You do know that we're
Twilight.
doing. You do know we're doing Thanksgiving because you said that. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing Thanksgiving, but that'll be actually like the Saturday that comes out. So it'll be. I feel I was gonna do it the week after, but it's like I'm trying to. I want to like review it while it's fresh too, because I'm gonna see it like that day. You know, like
Yeah,
the day that
me
it
too.
comes out. So
So we're doing Holiday Horror Fest, which is going to encompass Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, and it's going across me and Dylan's channel. And Dylan's starting before we are, right? So
yeah,
it's going to be like a month and a half long extravaganza between both of our channels of holiday horror because it's one of our favorite subgenres of horror, right, Dylan?
hell yeah. I was actually surprised I was able to come up with a lot of good ones too. I mean, 'cause I know that we kind of worry about running out of holiday ones, every year, but you pulled out a bunch of good ones, and I found because they're always making new ones too,
Yeah.
so that helps.
Yeah, and me and Dylan wanted to do the same one.
Yeah, and you were kind enough to let me get it, which I appreciate. I was like, damn it, because I literally bought that last year too, and I was like, 'cause
I wonder, would you guys ever entertain the idea about doing the 1951 version of A Christmas Carol? That's a horror movie.
Dude. All right, let's
Oh,
just go
the
ahead and
one with,
spoil it, man. After Thanksgiving,
Scott?
every week, me and Dylan are doing that same movie. Every week. We're
A
just going
Christmas
to
Carol?
review the same movie. Yeah.
I don't know.
Just
Is it,
kidding.
wait,
No.
not you said 1951. That's not the one. No, that's not the
Yeah,
one.
I'm just
1951
fucking
version.
around. I was like,
What's
No,
the one?
that would be a
always-
good one to
I
do.
grew up with the one with George C. Scott.
Yeah, that's a good one too. But I like the 51. It's more gothic. I think more horror elements.
I like
It's
the
black
one
and
with Bill
white.
Murray.
Yeah, it's black and white.
I also like my
Scrooge.
favorite's the one with Bill Murray, and I also like the one with Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, I love the one with Kermit. the
Yeah,
Frog.
Kermit's good too. But
I love that one.
from a horror standpoint, the 51, I think, really.
They all got some creepiness to them. That's for sure.
It's one of the
51 was
greatest
really creepy.
psychological
I
horror
don't know
films
if
of
I've
the
ever
50s.
seen the 51.
Yeah, the kids in it, the kids that glom onto the want or whatever they, what was he, excess or something, sloth.
Well, maybe me
The,
and you.
the kids are all deformed and they're all like, they look like monsters. It's
maybe
a
like
real
me
good
and you
version.
and because I know Perry likes to watch some older movies too.
Yeah.
I'll do that like as a little side.
It is
Right.
technically a ghost story.
I think Robbie would love it.
I love the 1951 version.
Have you? Yeah, Robbie, yeah, there you go.
I don't think I've seen it. Honestly, I grew up with the George C. Scott and the Muppets.
By the way, if y'all do like Scrooged and the Muppet Christmas Carol,
Oh,
he
yeah.
did those on PCP like a couple years ago. Check out
Yeah.
those shows. Get ready for the
Scrooge-
holiday season.
Scrooge is awesome.
Yeah, I like Scrooge.
Yeah.
But before Holiday Horror Fest and after Horror Fest, do not forget what we're doing on PCP Movie Night for November. Van Dam November, y'all. Get ready. Get ready.
Oh, so you're not really doing much for Thanksgiving. You're just doing Christmas on PCP.
Yeah,
since
I'm
you
just
got
doing
Van
those
Damme.
3. Well, 2 Christmas movies, 1 New Year's movie is what we're doing.
Okay.
But you got the
Oh,
rest
you're only
covered,
doing
man.
2 Christmas movies. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm debating on my New Year's movie. I might just take a week off to relax for the holidays. So,
All right, that crack pipe.
but I got plenty of Christmas movies on there. I kind of maybe
My
should,
teeth are falling out. I
I
don't know
should held
why.
out I probably should have held out a little so I'd have more movies for the
Crap.
years to
Type
come,
it to
but
the
I can
children.
always do a couple of the ones that you're doing this year, like next year and the year after. We switch it around.
We still
I
and nobody
I gave
still
up
has
crystal
done.
meth last year.
Nobody still hasn't done. Don't open till Christmas. So we still got that one to do, right? So
Oh yeah.
I'm excited to watch Bloodsport.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I want to see like
Bloodsport,
action.
so-
Like I've been watching so many horror movies. I want to watch some action. You know,
Oh, Bloodsport is
I want to change it up. I want my dreams to be different for one.
You get a whole different dream after Bloodsport, my friend.
Yeah, you're like, I gotta throw on something else.
I was just
before bed.
rewatching Roadhouse, and that shit's so fun. I used to fuck
good.
guys like you.
you know, they're remaking that with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, it looks horrible. I
Does
seen the
it?
thumbnail for it. I'm like, that looks disgusting.
What
I heard you
thumbnail?
got
I
balls big
hated
enough
it.
to come into a dumpster truck.
There's a thumbnail for the Jake
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal
They have
one?
it on Letterboxd. I seen
Look,
it. I was like,
oh,
what the
really?
fuck is that?
All this talk about the man, I had to grab my Van Damme.
I saw
this.
too that there was something that there's a UFC fight and he fights Conor McGregor or something. So Conor McGregor's in the Roadhouse, which I was like, I guess they're giving him a backstory on why he's such a good fighter.
Roadhouse is one of those movies that never needs to be touched again.
Oh no, you ain't
They
lying.
made a sequel to it, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, and he
Did
dies
they?
off. He dies in between the movies. Patrick
Yes.
Swayze's character.
I didn't know that. I'm fine with just.
It's like
living-
Blade 3. It doesn't exist, man.
Yeah,
Roadhouse
it's-
is its
Right.
own.
cheap-
I was
it's a
gonna
cheapo thing.
say the same thing. It
You're
doesn't.
like, can you redo Michelangelo's fucking The Hand of God to
Can you
fucking
can you-
whatever?
Yeah, can you do the Sistine Chapel again?
Yeah, no, you
The
can't.
fuck?
Do it. You can't even say it.
Roadhouse 2 Last Call. Get the oh, that's in 2006. So what the fuck?
Yeah. It was made for
I don't
money.
even
Look
see
at
it.
this. What the fuck? What
Yeah.
the fuck? What the
That's
fuck is
fake.
that, dude?
That's fake.
That's the official thumbnail they're using, bro.
But that's gotta be fake. Somebody just made that.
Somebody pasted that out of.
Bro.
Yeah, somebody made that.
JPEG.
That's not real.
Yeah, that looks like a porn I watched
Dude,
last week.
He got jacked. Jake Gyllenhaal got fucking ripped for it. Dude, he did that movie Nightcrawler, which you should watch that movie Nightcrawler, Perry. That's
That was good.
Yeah.
That was
It's
It's
good.
on my list.
Right.
I was disappointed. There was no teleportation in that film.
No.
He got super skinny in that movie, and then there's no teleportation. And then he went and got fucking ripped for Southpaw, which that was a pretty good movie too. But yeah, man, we got some good shit coming in November and December. So look out. Make sure you tune in next Saturday to find out what the Horror Fest lineup is. We got
That was the wrong
Like-
thumbnail I threw out there
I-
first.
we got the
Equally great
Lighthouse.
movie.
We got the Lighthouse next Saturday. You will not want to miss it. This is
Hell
a
yeah.
fucking fantastic Robert Pattinson film. And if you enjoyed The Witch, then you will really enjoy this
The
movie
Witch.
because this is. by the
I
same
hated The Witch, and I
Robert
love
Eggers.
this.
But yeah, I've
I
heard
couldn't
people say
stand The
that.
Witch.
This
bro.
was better
Oh, I
than The
love
Witch. Lighthouse was better.
the
than The
fuck?
Witch.
What I watched The Witch like this.
I love
Really?
The Witch.
No,
I
love
like The Witch. but
I love
it's a
that
different
movie.
one.
Yeah.
At first,
I'm
yeah.
not for it. I barely understand the fuck. Where we
You
going?
gotta have subtitles on that.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
so
understand
you-
what the fuck they're saying, bro.
Get the fuck out of here, Perry.
No, fact.
You ugly American.
You
David
know, the
Perry.
next level. Get out of here. No way.
Come on, Perry.
No
Have a
bueno.
little class, man. Go watch Ingmar Bergman.
I watch Ingmar Bergman. Okay, I don't know about class. I know about next level. I
I've
know
seen
about
Seven
intelligence,
Steel.
You know?
I've watched the Godfather films.
Yeah, you
Well,
know.
I bet you the Lighthouse is somewhere on Amazon or somewhere to watch. But that's one I gotta pick up the 4K.
It's on the cock. The
It's on the
Lighthouse,
cock. But I gotta pick that one up on physical at some point too. But yeah, so the Lighthouse next week, Dracula tomorrow, Saw Monday, Rob Zombie's Halloween on Halloween night on Burns channel. So definitely great way to end Horror Fest. Couldn't have asked for a better movie to end Horror Fest on DHS. And we'll be back next week. As always, this shit never ends. Even though if we say it ends, it ain't really ending. I appreciate everyone who came and hung out with us. Sammy, the name changes, Crit, Carolina, Evan, Two Gun, Warren. Let's see who else was up in here. It's not gonna, Kenneth. Scarpad was in the chat. And
Hurry up,
GT.
Dylan. I gotta pee, man. You're shouting out Scarpad from the chat. Come on, man. Hurry up.
I'm glad to be in the chat.
I appreciate everyone who came and hung out. And Perry Comics is in the chat. And then
Go subscribe.
I hope you guys have a happy Halloween, and we will see you guys next time. We love you. Have a
There's
safe,
those fucking
there we
balloons
go.
again,
have a
man.
safe
Fuck
Halloween.
those
Have a
goddamn
great
balloons.
rest of your weekend, and we'll catch you next time, y'all. Peace out, y'all.
Fucking balloons.